Right, everyone. Welcome to Simply Bitcoin, the channel that breaks down all the daily Bitcoin news from Twitter, the daily fail, the meme review, software releases, the websites by plebes. We got it all. Drop us a like, subscribe. All right, let's go to the numbers. Here we go. So we're currently at a block height of 667,231. Current Bitcoin price, 32,850. The chain rewrite days, 585. Total lightning capacity, 1,041.78 BTC. And the Bitcoin versus gold market cap, 5.08%.
You know what, before like a rocket launches and it looks ready, like it's about to explode, it's just refueling and there's stuff falling off the side. Bitcoin is there right now, so these numbers, even though they're not as high as they could be, and Satoshi the chicken didn't cluck, man, we're just recharging the rocket, right? So I'm still very bullish. Anyways, Phil, it's time for
the daily fail. All right, so a follow-up to yesterday's daily fail of fake Toshi, Craig Wright, attempting to enforce his copyright claim on the Bitcoin white paper. So it looks like his little minion or maybe his leader, who knows, but they're sidekicks to each other nevertheless. So here we go. Calvin responded to Hobie Research in response to at Cobra Bitcoin's call. We also updated the Bitcoin white paper to our website. Okay. And, and he said, posting the white paper to show our appreciation to Craig Wright for what he has done as the father of this industry is only a good thing. And I personally thank you for this. Yeah, it gets more cringe than that. So here's this particular, followed up by this tweet. Craig wants the white paper everywhere, but he does not want it being used to promote crimes such as the passing off of BTC or other as Bitcoin to the general public. Dorsey and gang can easily comply. This guy is such a douche. It's unbelievable. I mean, anybody who does any research knows that this guy is sketchy AF. Okay. And Craig is a serial fraudster and liar. Okay. There is tons of documented proof on all of this. Okay. It's really, really sad. And he has like a group of people that are completely brainwashed by absolutely hopeless BS. Okay. They're literally, it's a shit fork of a shit fork. Okay. Like, look at even the way that they pronounce the name. Like, think about it. Their whole entire use case is based on Bitcoin, on pretending to actually be Bitcoin. That is their whole freaking use case. It's complete garbage. Anyways.
Yeah, I completely agree, Phil. And this guy's dangerous. And, it's crazy because they just keep doubling down. He just try to add a positive spin because you can't win. You can't win. Bitcoin's like a hydra. You cut off one head, a million heads pop off. And that's exactly what happened when everyone started hosting the white paper, Phil. It was just, it was glorious to see, but the guy just doubles down. He's like, Jack could easily comply. But I love what Square Crypto did. They just tweeted the whole white paper, and then they emphasized that they're hosting it on their website as well.
Yep.
So it's good to see that everyone's not complying. And we heard some inner talk of Bitcoiners. They're not gonna give up on this. You're gonna see more pushback from the Bitcoin army. So yeah, man. Craig Wright's a fraud. That's what I have to say. Phil, it's time for
the daily meme review.
All right, everybody. Today's meme is brought to us by Simply Bitcoin meme lord Greg Zag. Today, we're going to have a face-off between Greg and RD. Okay. Automatically, this meme is from Greg, so I'm going to give it a 0. No, I'm just kidding. Let's check out the meme. Hold on. You guys says. It was good because it was delayed. I was like,
Pretty good.
Okay. Phil, that was super solid. It made me laugh. I have a weakness for laughter. Greg, I'm gonna forgive your watermark. I'm gonna give you a 9. What about you, Phil?
Dude, we're on the same level tonight. It's a 9.
9. Redemption.
That was hilarious.
Redemption from Greg. All right, let's check out.
That was hilarious.
That was super funny. Let's check out RD's meme. RD underscore BTC. He is the other Simply Bitcoin meme lord. Let's check out his meme. You can't just hold through. Bro, these are all-star memes, man. All-star memes. Return of the Sith. Man, great memes. Phil, another great meme. I'm going to give that another solid score. Guys, you're tied. I'm sorry. That's a 9 from me. What about you, Phil?
Dude, even before you said it, it's what it is.
Man,
I'm sorry. They're both hilarious. Okay. They're both, they're both relevant, right? One of them's obviously a little racier than the other one, it's like, but at the end of the day, they're both hilarious.
They're super funny.
Almost everyone is going to get them.
Exactly. The cultural references in them are so strong, and they include Bitcoin culture in them. Man, they're very solid memes from the meme lords, right? They would only be meme lords if they are very good at memeing. So yeah, good score, guys. Anyways, Phil, it's time for
the Daily News, sponsored by Crypto Cloaks.
All right, everybody, we have a lot of positive, bullish news today. The first 2 pieces of news, they're just bullet points. They're just updates. BitMEX Bitcoin balance has dropped more than 60% since March 2020. Of course, this is following the SEC or the U.S. government basically wanting to arrest Arthur Hayes. Hashtag where's Arthur Hayes? No one's heard from him. His Twitter has been silent, but BitMEX has replaced the CEO, and it looks like they're trying to legitimize their business. The second piece of news, this is absolutely crazy. In a filing with the SEC, Dallas-based Adams Asset Advisors reported owning 35,000 shares of GBTC, Boomer Bitcoin. But I want you guys to pay attention. Another institution was found exposing themselves to Bitcoin. Obviously, it is Boomer Bitcoin. They don't actually own the Bitcoin, but you know what? It's better than nothing. The actual news for today, also Grayscale adds 3,500 Bitcoin over the past 24 hours, worth 118 million. Over the past 7 days, Grayscale has added 29,598 Bitcoin. That is literally almost half of what Michael Saylor has. That's absolutely crazy. They've just added that in a week. Guys, just to give you a reminder, only 900 Bitcoin are minted every day. There's literally not enough to go around. And the Chad, the hero that has not become the villain yet, MicroSaylor, MicroStrategy has purchased another 314 Bitcoins for $10 million in cash, according with its Treasury Reserve policy. And absolutely crazy. And man, he went on CNBC today. And let's check out this video. And then I want to get your thoughts, Phil.
On Twitter with Elon Musk around the topic of Bitcoin. And I also realize that you're probably not going to comment on what those conversations offline have looked like if they've actually taken place. But you are now planning on a conference, Bitcoin for Corporations. What has the response from other companies been? What are you expecting in terms of this conference?
We're going to have thousands of executives, officers, and directors and advisors of corporations coming together in the first week of February. They all want to figure out how to plug Bitcoin into their balance sheet or their P&L. We're going to publish our playbook, all of our accounting guidance, our legal guidance, all the work we did over the course of months in order to get ready to do this as a publicly traded company. And we're going to open source it and make it available to everybody with the thought of saving each of them millions of dollars and weeks, if not months, in order to make this an easier transition.
Who's going?
It's going to be a great event.
Who's going?
So I'm going to tease. I'm going to cut it off right there. But guys, this is absolutely freaking massive. Michael Saylor isn't a saint. Okay, he's doing this. He's shilling Bitcoin. He's going to shill it all the way to 100K. I'm going to say that right now. Phil, everything's happening. You see institution after institution buying all the supply. There's not enough to go around. Friendly reminder, only 900 Bitcoin are minted every single day. There's literally not enough Bitcoin to go around. And with Michael Saylor organizing this, going to other public companies and institutions and giving them a pitch, telling them how to do it, open sourcing the instructions on how to get exposure to Bitcoin, dump that dirty fiat. Phil, I see this is inevitably, this is what is going to take Bitcoin to the moon. This is what's going to take Bitcoin to 100K. We're not bulltards on this show. Okay. I've never said that. I don't say that lightly. I say that when I saw that video today, it became crystal clear in my head. Phil, we're like yin and yang. So, cool me down a little bit. What are your opinions on this?
Okay. So that first article that you showed about that chicken shit company that bought a bunch of Grayscale GBTC. I was like, that was funny, right? Like, don't get me wrong. You've got Michael Saylor, right? Going and just buying so much Bitcoin, and I don't even like Grayscale. Okay. And they're buying so much. And then you've got this Wiener article about, these people who bought some GBTC. Like, don't get me wrong. I couldn't care less about anybody buying GBTC. I don't care what company it is. To me, I'm sorry. I take the opposite side of that coin. I don't care. I don't even think it's bullish. I know that people are going to differ on that, and that's perfectly fine, but who cares? It's shares in a company that have nothing to do with, yes, they're shares weighted against Bitcoin, but at the end of the day, they're just shares in a company. You have no claim on any Bitcoin, so it makes no difference. But man, that is actually really big stuff. I mean, at the end of the day, does Bitcoin actually need institutions, right? Like that's, people are going to have obviously differing opinions on this. I don't think Bitcoin actually needs institutions to survive, but I'll tell you this. The other side of that coin is them bringing in all of their money and all of their resources, which in turn drives the price up, which in turn brings more miners to the Bitcoin party, which in turn drives the hash rate up. I just don't see this going anywhere but, parabolic. And I'm like you, not a bulltard, but like, it's pretty big.
Exactly. Like I totally agree. We never go crazy on the show. Like, we're always conservative, we're always back. But when you see a video like that on CNBC, mainstream media, we've been telling you mainstream media is propaganda. They allow that type of talk. Michael Saylor saying, look, I had private conversations with Elon after Elon, which we reported on this show. Hit that like button. We reported on the show. Elon basically hinted that he's going to accept Bitcoin as payment for. It's like, Phil, like, the writing is on the wall.
Oh, totally on the wall.
The writing is on the wall. If you don't buy Bitcoin at this point, I blurred out. That's how bullish I am. No, okay, there we go. The
bullish, I blurred out.
The cameras all messed up. But yeah, man, look. If you don't buy Bitcoin at this point, have fun staying poor. Phil, the last piece of news, also very bullish. I had to cover this. OKCoin to integrate Lightning Network. I'm gonna let you guys on a little secret. I also know from a very reliable source that I saw on Clubhouse, Kraken is also going to integrate Lightning, and Bitfinex has integrated Lightning or is working to it as well. And I know Coin Corner from the UK is also working on this. This is very important because fees are starting to become expensive as the price of Bitcoin goes up. I think the cheapest fee at the moment, Phil, is like 30 cents. If Bitcoin 10x's from here, it's going to be it's going to be $3, right? So, and those are the lowest fees possible. Generally you're going to pay a lot higher than that. So Lightning Network is going to allow those smaller transactions, right? So, and there's smaller transactions to be affordable to most people, right? So it's very good that exchanges are taking that path. What are your thoughts on the Lightning Network and exchanges, Phil?
I think that's great news. There's been some FUD in the past, right? That, Lightning is just a novelty. Like, look, exchanges aren't even using it. And that has been used by anti-Bitcoin, anti-Lightning FUDsters. But here we go. We're seeing some pretty decent exchanges, and they're starting to put some Lightning compatibility in there. So that's huge.
Absolutely. It's definitely massive. Big news. Definitely big news. Speaking of news, Phil, there was a software release today. Why don't you tell everybody about it?
Software releases. All right, so we've got Bitcoin Dev Kit version 0.3.0 that was released, and the details to that are in the show notes down below.
Awesome. Thank you, Phil. Guys, thank you so much for watching another episode of Simply Bitcoin. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be here. So thank you so much. If you guys like the episode, smash that like button. If you guys love the episode, subscribe. And of course, we will see you tomorrow for a weekend edition of Simply Bitcoin.